Hello. Same clothes as the book video. I'm sorry I'm doing them both on the same day because stuff happened on Friday. Like, if you've watched that video, you'll know what it was. I don't want to talk about it again because too sad. Anyway, today on Mental Health Monday, I'm going to be talking about resolutions and depression. It's a bit late, sort of, kind of, but hopefully still relevant because we're only sort of midway through January. What I want to talk about is how to deal with resolutions and the drive to make them if you are dealing with depression at the same time, or any kind of anxiety disorder or anything like that, anything that precludes you from feeling the same way about those sort of challenges. They might make you feel stressed out or upset, or they might make you feel worse about yourself. And all I want to say is this, essentially. There is no pressure to make any resolutions. There is no constraint upon you to say, I am going to do these things. I feel like if you are suffering from a mental illness, the whole new year, new you thing is completely useless, essentially. You can't, with a mental illness, at some point decide, right, this year I'm going to get better. You really can't. The only way you can deal with changing how you feel with a mental illness is in tiny incremental steps. The first step would be getting on your journey to finding help. Finding a diagnosis, finding a treatment plan that works for you, whether it includes medication, talking therapies, a combination of both, CBT, DBT, I think it's DBT, anything like that. First you need to get into some form of treatment plan. It may not work immediately and you need to be prepared for that. My treatment plan certainly did not work at the time that I was in it. It was having an effect on me that I did not realise until long after. So you also have to be prepared to see no change in your immediate sort of mental landscape. This whole thing, this whole progression from illness to wellness is a journey, and it will have setbacks, and the last thing you need is to set yourself absolute goals along that journey. Your only goal, really, essentially, is to gain control of your mind and the situation that's going on inside it, whatever is causing that. It is certainly more difficult in particular situations. It can be very difficult even to gain control of what I have, which is cyclothymia and bipolar type 2. These are things that essentially sort of take over your life and set their own rhythms on you, and you have to try and turn the tables so that you are in control of the rhythms and they do not drive you in directions that you do not want to go in. And all of this is a slow progress. It's a procession of tiny baby steps. It is not giant immovable goals. The only giant immovable goal is that you want to gain control of your mind, and however long you take getting to that, and however you get there, whatever your journey is to that point, can take as long as it needs to take, and does need to take as long as it needs to take. And that's all I want to basically make clear in this video, that if you find resolutions unhelpful, do away with them. There is no need for them. There is no requirement. Just because everybody else is doing them, there is no onus upon you to do the same. Even if people are asking you, oh, what are your resolutions? Or people ask you when they see you now, what were your resolutions this year? You don't have to come up with any resolutions. You are not under any pressure to say, oh, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Your journey is your journey. Your life is your life. Your choices are your choices. You are under no obligation to please anybody else by following the status quo. And I know that there are illnesses that step in the way of life more. And I know that it is not an easy solution. And I know that it is not a resolution that will work for everyone. And so if it doesn't work for you, then ditch the whole idea of any kind of resolution and just focus on baby steps. Improve what you can as you can. And don't have any kind of like, it has to be resolved by then or anything like that. Don't put any pressure on it. Just keep making those baby steps. If you feel any kind of pressure from needing to be well by then or by then, just say the next baby step is my only goal. Because it's hard enough dealing with all this crap without having external pressure to get to a specific point by a specific time or do a specific thing at a specific point. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated with some people, because it sure as hell resonates with me. I mean, I'm at a point now where I make resolutions for myself, and they are resolutions and goals. And some of them I will achieve this year, others I won't, and I'm actually fine about that. As long as I get to tick off a few, as long as I keep pushing forward, as long as I keep improving and keep fighting towards having my life entirely under my control and doing exactly what I want with it, then I will be happy. And I know it's going to take a long time. It's taken a long time to get to this point, and sometimes I am extremely impatient with myself and with life and with everything, and I just have to go with the flow with it a bit. I have to just relax and chill, because if you stress about, oh, I need it now, it just gets so much worse. And believe you me, I know how much worse it gets when you stress out and you get impatient. So take the advice of someone who has been horribly impatient with themselves in the past and try to just take a deep breath. There are not always good things that you can focus on. I know this. I know that there are not always good things that you can focus on. But keep breathing. Because I don't want to sound cheesy or crap, and I know it does, but it is worth the fight. It is always worth the fight. You are worth the fight. However hard your fight is, you are worth it. And keep going, keep battling on. Just dukes up and keep punching at anything that's in your way in your own head, and try and get through it, because it is worth every single moment of that struggle to come out the other end and start feeling better. That's 100% my experience, and I want for everyone to have that experience of knowing that the fight was worth it. So yeah, I have waffled on enough. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.